High school basketball on Spectrum Sports is brought to you by Allstate. It's good to be in good hands.
From Central High School in West Allis, welcome to Prep Basketball on Spectrum Sports. This afternoon, a Division I girls sectional final matchup featuring the Oak Creek Knights taking on the Lady Generals from Milwaukee, Rufus King. And greetings everybody, Bob Brain along with my partner Michelle Griffin Wenzo. Well, these two teams, the Knights, Lady Generals, they are one win away from punching their ticket to state. Let's take a look at the brackets in Division I and show you what these two teams are playing for, trying to get in the field of the Final Four that will play next week at the Resch Center in Green Bay. Michelle, this Knights team, they were at the Resch Center a year ago, but that was a totally different group. A lot of those seniors have graduated, and this is a very young squad that takes the floor this afternoon. But Haley Zilka, their point guard, she's been through the wars before.
And Coach Lucknick has a tremendous amount of confidence in his point guard, Haley Zilka. She sets the tempo for her squad. She is smart, she is skilled, she is crafty. She's going to have to be a playmaker for Oak Creek to win this afternoon.
And the Knights will also have to play some defense against a very pesky and very quick Rufus King squad. And Sydney Roby, one of the best sophomores in the state of Wisconsin, she is a handful no matter the opponent.
Sydney Roby is a dominating force in the paint. She is excellent with her back against the basket, but defensively, she is a nightmare for opposing teams. She really makes the opposing players alter their shots. She is a boxing out, rebounding force, amazing. Sydney Roby, watch her. She's a great one.
And you can watch us on Spectrum Sports. We're getting set to tip this one off with a trip to Green Bay on the line. Lady Generals and Knights coming up next. Back here in West Allis, Central High School, home of the sectional final in Division I. Someone's going to state next week in Green Bay. It'll be either Rufus King or Oak Creek. The starting five for each side, brought to you by Allstate. It's good to be in good hands. And some notes about these starting five for each side, Michelle. Oak Creek, just one senior in that starting five. King, just two seniors. So it bodes well not only for this game, but for the future. And for Oak Creek, they're going small, even though they have to match up with 6'4" Sydney Roby. Steve Lucknick, he wants to make sure they try to get in there and just bother them and bother King with the quickness early on. So going small with 4 guards and Leah Finn at the post. And Steve Lucknick in his 8th season as the head coach, also a math teacher at Oak Creek. He knows what the numbers spell out here this afternoon. Trying to get back to state after going last year, falling in the first round game to McGuanago, 49-45. And again, a lot of the pieces from that squad last year have graduated, but this group, they have just picked up where that group left off. And Craig Makut, in his 9th season as the head coach at Rufus King, he's a science teacher at King and doing a great job with this group as well. And, well, the numbers spell that out for the science teacher. 24-0. They were perfect in the city conference as well. This team has a lot of terrific pieces to go along with the talented and 6'4" Sydney Roby.
Yeah, and a lot of teams will go right after Roby and draw fouls against her. But the one thing that King has on their side is they have one of the best backcourts in the state with their guards, Garcia, Morehouse, and Clark.
Yeah, that's the issue that Oak Creek faces. If you double down on Roby, then the guards and the quickness of King, they can hurt you if you decide to put all your eggs in one basket. Oak Creek will be the home team here this afternoon. They'll be in the home whites with the blue trim. Rufus King will be the visitors, and they will sport the blue jerseys with the gold trim. Previous meeting way back in 2016, back in early December, and Rufus King was a winner over Oak Creek, 65-54. Both coaches kind of agreed that you kind of throw games away that happened that long ago. Both teams learned a little bit something about the other team, but this is a fresh start and a lot more on the line. And King answers first with a three-pointer by Garcia.
Cindy Roby easily could have taken that against Finn in the paint, but a great pass-out move to Garcia.
Foul on the reach. Called it on Morehouse, the junior.
But that's the type of aggressive defense that King is going to bring this afternoon and really disrupt those passing lanes. Morehouse got her feet tangled a bit.
King has 4 players averaging in double figures. Roby's tops at 17 a game. Garcia, Kay Clark, and Morehouse all double-digit scores as well. Challenging Roby and scoring is Leah Finn.
That is where Leah Finn is her best, I believe, driving that paint. And she's also very good at three-point shooting too, so watch that from her.
Interior feed and Roby.
She just makes it look so easy. Give her the ball nice and high, never a bounce pass into number 44. Lob that ball in. She's good and strong. Defensively,
Steve Lucknick says we're going to throw everything. Start out in man and then throw some zone. The kitchen sink, whatever works to try to slow these Lady Generals down. Shot missed on the fly by Clark. And it goes OB, stays with the Lady Generals.
Well, and Finn and Bartek for the Knights have to find a way to box out Roby and get some over-the-back calls. Don't let her into the paint to get offensive boards.
Morehouse double dribble. Couldn't find the handle on the inbound. Turnover King. This is Zilka. Talked about her in the open. She runs the show for the Knights. And there's Morehouse again. But check that. In the passing lane, it was Garcia who tipped it away, but last touch by the Knights.
Yeah, McIntosh and Bartek got confused as to who was setting a screen or who should have been on that wing. And Zilka just passed that ball away without really looking to see who was there.
That was Morehouse on the attack at 5'3". She went in the paint strong, but missed the layup. Up top, Finn. Free ball, McIntosh graces the rim, but Finn chases it down. Interior feed, Roby's there, so guard thought otherwise. Finn goes up and draws the foul.
Smart move by Finn to draw that baseline defense onto her and go up strong with the ball. We'll take another look. She gives Jada Patterson a little scoop away. Drives that paint. She's on the free throw line.
Lena goes 5'11". She's a junior. Now she plays the 4 or the 5 position, but she's more like a 3. And that presents some matchup problems when the bigs try to defend her. You saw the quickness, that first step there. As she draws the foul in for King. Nina Blade, number 22. She's only a sophomore, and she goes 6'1". So the Lady Generals just keep rotating. Strong, tall bodies. Even off the bench. Split the free throws, did Finn. 2-point game. Roby to Morehouse. Clark through the lane and a bump and a foul.
And that just shows you the quickness of King. Clark took that ball, she swept, and she split the defenders. That ball you said was on the paint, or excuse me, on the floor.
Zilka tagged with the foul, her first. There's Roby. Nice feed. Great look, and the finish provided by Blade. Now the defense rotated, Michelle, and Roby made him pay.
Yeah, Blade just stuck backdoor on that. You're going 6'4" to 6'1", keeping that ball high. Great look by Roby.
Finn on high. Finds a seam. Tried to squeeze it in up and over Roby.
Oak Creek's got to do a better job of crashing offensive glass.
Clark goes quick, misses in transition.
Yeah, Coach Lucknick not happy right now with his point guard. He's screaming, come on, let's go. Let's get something in transition. We don't want to give King time to set up that defense.
Finn for three. Yes! Finn buries it. That helps the Knights. They creep within one.
I think that's going to be the X factor this afternoon. If Oak Creek can make those outside shots, draw out the defense, and then drive the paint.
Garcia missed the baseline shot. Bartek, jump stop, got it. Nice lead.
Smart move there by Bartek to not finish in that momentum and go up against Roby. Nice little jumper.
Bartek that's Oak Creek's three-point shooter. Here's the steal. Maddie Gard. Knights by three.
Maddie, a sophomore, averaging 8.1 points per game. That time she hit the passing lane and took off. A nice finish at the end.
Momentum shift here. Oak Creek in their favor. Roby with the touch pass outside. Skip a pass, baseline shot, and Hoop won't swallow it for Blade. Here comes Finn, down the lane and opening!
So aggressive. Leah Finn knew exactly what she wanted to do with that ball. Nobody was going to stop her.
Air ball by Garcia, but King recovers. Clark on the drive, foul on the drive. They'll get Maddie Gard with the contact. Oak Creek, Michelle, all of a sudden turning up the D, providing O on the other end.
Yeah, nobody in blue jerseys stepped in to cut off Finn, and Finn just took it strong right to the hole. And she'll get a nice rest here. Keep her legs fresh.
Katie Gard is in now for Oak Creek, the twin sister of Maddie Gard. Roby up top to Clark. It's back to Roby. Turn and score, and a foul! Too strong in the paint.
I thought Roby for sure was going to pass that ball out to the corner. Let's take another look at it. She looks to the corner and she just turns around and uses her strength to muscle up that shot. That is too hard to stop.
And the double team rotated over to help, but Dan Kirk with the foul. And now Sydney at the line. Only a sophomore, and you can see she plays like a seasoned senior. And very unselfish as well. She'll get hers, but happy to defer and make sure others stay involved. Back to a 2-point lead for the Knights. McIntosh. Three ball. It goes for Dankirk.
Great no-look pass by McIntosh. We have a turnover on the other end by King.
More subs. Morehouse back in for King.
You know, McIntosh will play that point guard role when Zilka moves to the wing, and that was a great no-look pass to the perimeter by McIntosh for that last three-point basket.
Jenna brings it up, hands it off to McIntosh. Jessica stuck, needs help. Finds Katie Gard. Gard through the defense, split it, but overlays. Quick push, Morehouse. Lob it to Roby, too much juice on it. Gard hit the deck. The Lady Generals settle it down. McIntosh poked it away. Roby, back down, turn around, baby hook goes.
Great look by Roby. She saw the Oak Creek defenders were totally just her one-on-one in isolation.
Meanwhile, away from the ball, but you saw it. Foul. Bone-jarring screen here. Boom. Down goes Aaliyah Heron. Team fouls at 3 apiece. That one tipped away. It'll stay with Oak Creek. Defensively, Michelle, both teams just getting after it.
Yeah, the man-to-man defense has been so tight. But Oak Creek has done, I think, a better job on their spread offense, running that 5 out.
Oh, sneaky.
Wow, beautiful.
Backdoor look, Katie West.
As good as that man-to-man defense is by King, Oak Creek is just exploiting all the Achilles heels.
And they're doing that, disrupting the passes into Roby, but a foul called that time on the Knights.
Yeah, Jenna Dankert and Katie Gard both trying to sandwich Roby in that paint. They're trying to anticipate the pass and wrap around Roby to get a hand on the ball to deflect it.
Dankert with the foul, that's her second. King will trigger. Into Garcia. Morehouse lost the handle. She was thinking pass. She wanted to feed Roby, but didn't have a clean grip and lost it.
Well, you kind of wonder how long Craig Mockhood is going to let this go on. I mean, is he going to take a timeout, a 30-second timeout here and talk to his players? Or is he going to rely on their defense here to get a stop?
Yeah, right now, letting them play through it. Almost thrown away by the Knights on the inbound, but they recover here. Cornally will walk it up. Page, Morehouse right in her grill. And a bump and a foul on King. They'll whistle it against Townsend.
Tashara Morehouse is really putting a lot of pressure on Oak Creek's point guards, giving Cornally all she can handle.
Finn, kick it. Katie West. Travel. Cornally. Little baby step there. And a turnover on the Knights. They lead it by 5 here in the first half. Roby wanted the ball to not go into her, but to swing around. Now she catches up top. Morehouse, quick move, goes up and scores. Good things come in small packages, Michelle.
Yeah, Roby wanted her to come the other way, and as Roby was setting the pick, and Morehouse with their quick step right to the paint.
Cornally got it away before a 5-second call. Awkward shot there by Katie West. Tried to get around Roby and square up, but couldn't. Garcia. Back to Morehouse up top. Into Roby. Catch. They'll call a foul on the floor before the shot went up. So an inbound coming for King.
Whoever coached Sydney Roby in her younger years obviously told her to keep that ball high. You're tall, you're strong, keep it high. She has yet to bring that ball down to give Oak Creek a chance to tie her up. And that is a smart and a hard skill to teach at the same time for a post player.
And Michelle, very cerebral player too, but just knows her assignments, knows where she has to be as King on the inbound with Roby getting a breather there on the bench. Another turnover by the Lady Generals. And you see the substitutions here. I mean, We're not even halfway through the first half, and this is like a hockey game coming up and over the boards, but both teams using their benches. They've got good depth, and with this pace, too, you want to keep legs fresh. Zilka back in there with the basketball. Maddie Guard on the curl, back to Zilka. Feed it inside, and without Roby, a little more breathing room as Katie West goes up and draws the foul.
I like that feed in there. Smart move by Oak Creek. Without Roby, they definitely can go inside. A nice entry pass where King could not get it. West with a strong move.
So Katie West. This is the first at Now Media Group. We are where you are. Get all the news and sports on your phone or on social media. Visit mycommunitynow.com, lakecountrynow.com. Find out more. Katie West normally starts, but again, Steve Lutnick going small to start this game, trying to see if the speed could help neutralize the tall bodies of Rufus King. Kate Clark with a nice take that time. She'll go to the stripe now on the foul.
Yeah, Kate Clark is dangerous in transition and driving to the paint. She was just so long in her steps. And a great move to get that foul.
Foul is on Maddie Guard, her first. We've mentioned the deep benches for both King and Oak Creek. The fact that of the starting 10, only 3 were seniors. I mean, these two teams are going to reload again and again in the coming years as well.
Well, and they're both stuck in this same bracket, too, with DSHA and Brookfield Central.
Tough man-to-man defense by King, but Finn penetrates. Lost it on the way up. Oak Creek bench wants a call. We play on.
And Jader Patterson got her hand up and blocked that ball away from Leah Finn.
Morehouse, crafty, bucket and one.
At 5'3", not only is she super quick and can weasel her way through defenders, but watch the strength here. A little double clutch and has enough to pop that ball up. Talk about an athlete.
And a student athlete, National Honor Society as well. She was smart enough, Michelle, to see the openings and know where to go. And now she'll try to put King in front with a free throw here. Nope, we stay tied. Zilka looks to push. Roby back in there for King. Finn, wide open triple, way off the mark. Barely grazed the backboard. Steve Lutnick says you're okay. Wide open. I mean, Leah had to take that one. Just misfired. Roby hit the deck, slow to get up. And a little gimpy moving around in the lane. Pushing it up. Townsend. And a foul going after the loose change. Roby's still trying to walk it off, Michelle.
Her and McIntosh collided. Oak Creek's now in a zone, and when Roby was trying to shift across the paint, her feet got tangled up with McIntosh. And this floor is definitely not so nice when you go down and hit it hard.
Yeah, it's that old school tartan surface.
To me, it looks like concrete. It really does. The ball bounces different off of it. You run differently on it.
Not as forgiving as a wood gymnasium floor. 3-ball miss there. Rebound by Herron. And the push ahead.
Yeah, Oak Creek staying in their zone here.
Not a good pass to Roby. And Oak Creek quickly back. Maddie Guard won't get the bucket, but will get to the line. That's what Steve Lutnick wants to see. quickness. Back to the other end.
Yeah, great pass by McIntosh, but Maddie Guard must have major hops because she is so quick and elevated up to that basket, and a beautiful roll off her fingers. Almost got that one to go.
Maddie and her sister both in there at the moment. Steve Lutnick says they're identical twins. I still can't even tell them apart.
He's got to look at the numbers.
That's what I'm doing. If they're the sisters, yeah. It's like looking in a mirror. Maddie connects on both. Oak Creek back in front by a deuce. Winner goes to Green Bay. Play either Appleton North or Chippewa Falls in a Division I showdown. Garcia, triple, side of the rim. Finn throws it ahead. Morehouse there for the pick.
Now you cannot make those long three-quarter court passes with the quickness of King.
Garcia, nothing there but Knights, but Morehouse tracks it down. Corner three, it goes!
Wow.
Valenciak.
She got no spin, backspin on that ball. It was dead in the air, but she just put enough arc on it and good trajectory to get that to go.
McIntosh, no, wipe it away. Called for the charge as Heron hits the deck hard.
Yeah, she was in a great position to take that charge, and she smacked her head. We'll take another look at it. McIntosh going strong, and Heron just slipped in there and got in position. And you hate to see that happen, especially in a game like this when Heron is a key role player off the bench.
Aaliyah trying to shake it off, and training staff out there now. Talking to the junior, she's responding. But slow to get up. And you saw the in there to take the charge, but then on the snap back when she hit the deck, her head hit that floor hard. A little woozy going back to the bench. And with all the talk of concussions, you err on the side of caution. Make sure that she is A-OK.
Yeah, she's shaking over there on the bench right now. You can definitely tell that she's rattled. Poor kid.
All right, back at it here. King by one, Roby, curl around, blocked goal by Finn. Garcia picks it up, misses. Third try, yes, and it goes for Townsend.
Briasha Townsend in that right spot, blocking out Bartek, keeping that ball high and finishing strong.
Lady Generals not giving up on the play. Inside, Maddie Guard with a sweet baseline drive.
There's those hops again, and the beautiful roll off those fingers.
King by one, 6 minutes left, first half.
We talk about King's quickness. I think Oak Creek has some super quick guards as well.
Morehouse dragged the pivot foot there, turnover on King. Zilka returns for Oak Creek.
Yeah, they'll keep Zilka in the wing position.
Now you see Finn, she can handle the basketball at 5'11".
They're running that 5-out offense.
Zilka walked, she got stuck, and that's because Garcia got her in a bad spot.
Yeah, Garcia and Morehouse hedged that together and sandwiched her good. She didn't have anywhere to go.
Katie Guard returns for Oak Creek. Jada Patterson in for King. dishes and gets it back. Thought about it for a moment.
Oak Creek's doing a good job packing it in on.
Another one! Valenciak, red hot from outside the arc.
And that's what happens when you go to that zone defense and you pack it in on Roby. It gives opportunities to the perimeter players to hit those threes.
McIntosh fouled on the way to the hoop. She had a nice head of steam, but she'll send herself to the line. Vivica Malenziak Jr., she's had 2 ACL tears in 2 years, Michelle, so great story of her coming back to help the Lady Generals out.
And she is tougher than nails. I mean, wants to continue to play basketball even though tearing her ACL in both knees. And she's like, Coach, I got this. I know I wasn't here the first 2/3 of the season, but I got this. I want to help this team.
Yeah, she is heavily braced on both knees, but a couple of big triples has King in front, but stolen by the Knights. After the missed free throw, Lady Generals were off and moving, but now foul on Garcia. Knights go back to the line. Both teams in the bonus here the rest of the first half.
We got King on a 13-5 run. And this is going to be critical for Oak Creek to make these free throws. They're going to work hard to draw the fouls from King.
So this is Katie guard. This is the front end. Rufus King stays in front by 3. Almost a steal. Another one. Didn't get the roll. Tracked down by McIntosh. Quick push, Knights. That one blocked. It'll stay with the Knights, but how about the hustle by Rufus King to get back, scamper back, and get the block.
Yeah, Annalie Garcia came flying down that court, timed the block epically.
Zilka will trigger. And there was that backdoor look again. Roby.
Not in my house.
Yeah. Used her foot to kick it, OB, whatever it takes. Monty Colin, only a freshman at 5'3". She'll come in here for King. Another 3. This one goes for Bartek. She had her last 3 blocked. This time a cleaner look.
Great shot. Had just enough space to get that off. Coach Makut is livid with the girl that's supposed to be guarding her. Wasn't in her face.
Garcia answers with a triple.
Man, there was an Oak Creek player in Garcia's face, and she just popped it anyway.
Back and forth we go on the scoreboard. It was tied, but only for a moment. Finn. Bartek again? Not this time.
Patterson with a big board.
Morehouse cross court, ball swing, baseline shot, side of the rim. Roby reels it in, bucket and one.
Excellent body position by Roby. She did not lean over Katie West. She stood vertical, reached her long arm out to corral that ball, reset, and went up strong.
Foul was on Bartek. And Roby, again, she just doesn't look rattled. She doesn't get excited, not too high, not too low, just stays within herself.
Yeah. And that's one thing she's been working on, according to Coach, is the mental toughness. Teams are going to attack her and teams are going to rattle her in the paint. She just stays cool.
Triple won't go for Maddie Guard, but a reset. Finn takes a peek, drives, cruises through, and a foul on King. Well, you got to like Leah Finn, her mentality today. Oh, they're going to call a travel.
That's the right call.
That one official, the out official, called a foul. The down official came in and overruled and said steps before the contact.
And the down official had a much better view of that. I would have called a travel as well. She took too many steps as she was getting bumped through. It's kind of like she was at a car wash. They're bumping her through it.
Morehouse in the land of the Giants, not afraid. No fear, just didn't get the finish. Under 3 to go in the first half. Cross court. Cornelli. Guard. She traveled. And right now, that collapsing King defense, all they have to do is get there, and Oak Creek has indecision.
Yeah, and Sydney Roby just took one step to her right, and guard was like, uh-oh. And she had to find a way to dump it off. She didn't have anybody to go to.
Appleton North, you see, leading Chi High. Double up on the Cardinals in the first half. The winner there gets the winner here at the Resch Center. Garcia cross court, catch and shoot, too quick for Patterson. Tracked down by the Knights, but then thrown away by Maddie Guard. As soon as she tossed it, she put her hands on her head and said, oh no.
Yeah, she thought Katie West was going to release in transition.
Bucket by Patterson, so that's costly. Timeout, Oak Creek. You get a 4-point swing there possibly. Instead of a fast break bucket, thrown away, and then King makes you pay on the other end.
Yeah, Morehouse with a nice pass interior. A little bounce with that ball, and up strong goes the Generals. Now she just waited for that defense of the Knights to blow past her with that little bounce and then right on.
Today's game brought to you by Allstate. Experience personalized service only an expert Allstate agent can provide. It's good to be in good hands. Playing to get back to state. Both teams have been there before. In Oak Creek, they have brought home a gold trophy. Rufus King yet to do that. And this team perfect coming in at 24-0.
Well, this has been a really difficult sectional to win.
Oh, yeah.
Because DSHA dominated the sectional for 4 years with Arike Ogumbuale and their outstanding squad. And it seemed like DSHA was always in this game with King or Oak Creek, and that's one thing Craig Mockwood said. He's like, thank goodness she's gone. That gives us an opportunity to showcase what we have.
Yeah, King able to beat Divine Savior Holy Angels on Thursday to get here. Oak Creek had to beat a pesky Brookfield Central team. Knights were up late by 10, and the Lancers closed the gap and made it real uncomfortable in the final minutes. But the Knights survive. Finn goes up, gets the foul on Roby.
Little hesitation there by Finn and a great cut. And even a better pass there from Zilka to feed her nice and high.
So Leo to the line. Sydney Roby, I don't know if you caught it or not, but as soon as she fouled, she caught the basketball, looked around to hand it to a referee, didn't say a word, didn't argue the call. Part of what you said, Michelle, working on that mental game to just stay within the moment.
Yeah, and there's no reason to get frustrated, you know?
Well, there's reason.
Outside.
There's
internally,
reason.
yes, internally.
You played this game. You know it can get crazy.
I just don't like it when athletes show that frustration on the court. Regardless if it was the right call or not. You're right, Bob. She just has that look on her face like, all right, it happened, whatever, I'm moving on.
Yep.
And that's what I like about it.
Go a long way. Corinne Kurz, you see her, number 50, 5'10", a little size coming in here for the final 145. Knights trailing it by 6. And King gonna run some clock here.
And rightfully so. They don't need a basket. See if they can get a mismatch.
Roby, you saw her in the paint trying to maneuver for position against Kurz.
Now Oak Creek goes out of their zone and goes man.
5-second call. The Oak Creek crowd helped the officials there. They were counting along with the Zebras, and they saw it too.
Yeah, and Coach Lucknick knew they couldn't sit in that zone and let King eat so much clock up, so they came out right away into their man.
Yeah, paid off. Get the basketball here with $1:09 to go. Zilka working on Morehouse. On the curl, Katie Gard. Zilka for 3. No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Katie West inadvertently took a shot to the face. Roby went up to try to punch it and keep the ball alive, and she got a piece of Katie. Nothing malicious, just two players fighting for the basketball.
Yeah, she needs to sit down for a moment. She got it right in the nose.
Saw Aaliyah Heron hit the deck hard. This was just getting tangled up in the paint. And Katie right in the forehead, right in that nose area, which that'll buzz your whole face.
They're trying to figure out whose ball it is. They not white ball, the official was saying.
Yeah, Roby poked it away and it went out of bounds. Dankirk, who thought about a 3, and Roby came out to challenge her. Now in the corner, she'll get it off. And hit!
Why not? If you can make that shot in practice and Roby's on you and she's not going to challenge you, take it.
Morehouse, dump down, Roby, no, short with it. Knights down by 3, triple here.
16 seconds left.
Should make it all even at halftime. 10 seconds. Finn, got to shoot, off the mark. And it's halftime here in Dallas. A good one brewing in Division I with a trip to Green Bay on the line. Rufus King 32, Oak Creek 29. Halftime here.
High school basketball on Spectrum Sports is brought to you by Allstate. It's good to be in good hands.
First 18 minutes in the books. Good one brewing here in this Division I sectional final matchup. Lady Generals up by 3 at the half over Oak Creek, 32-29. And as these two teams battle to try and make a run at the state tournament, lots of gold medals have already been handed out. J.P. Cadoran has the recap from last Saturday's individual state wrestling tournament at the Kohl Center in Madison.
This is the goal for every wrestler who takes to a mat at some point during the season, to be one of the 2 remaining wrestlers in your weight class and to get to walk the floor during the March of Champions. With 14 weight classes and 3 divisions, 42 wrestlers will get to be called state champions this year, and the good vibes started right away. One of 3 Hortonville wrestlers to make it to the finals, Eric Barnett, looked for a cap to his sophomore season at 106 pounds, one where he won 44 matches without dropping a single one. With 2 early takedowns, he looked to be in good shape until Hunter Lewis of Stoughton tallied 2 back points on him. With the score at 5-4 in the final seconds, a final frantic scramble made him nervous, but let him enjoy a 7-4 win for his first state title.
I mean, I would have liked to have been up by more than that. I got caught on my back for a few seconds, so I didn't get the lead I would have liked to, but it's great. We got two. I got my brother up at 126, so I mean, I'm getting focused for that one now.
At 120 pounds, freshman sensation Keegan O'Toole from Arrowhead matched up against another Stoughton wrestler, one of 5 to make the finals. But O'Toole was enjoying the quality versus quantity argument. The grappler used takedowns in the first and second periods to build a 6-3 lead, which meant he could afford a late takedown and still win his first state title. He wins 7-5 over Tristan Jenny and accomplishes one of his biggest goals yet.
You know, I've won a youth national title, I've won many state titles, but this is just the biggest one for me because it's high school and it's all four divisions or years, and it's just awesome.
At 195 pounds, there was a rematch from last year when Jacob Rashka of Pewaukee beat Dalton Hahn of Reedsburg. And Rashka made it clear he wanted more of the same, getting a takedown 40 seconds into the match and continuing from there. He got 2 more and an escape to go up 7-1 at one point and cruised to an 8-5 victory, adding a second state title to his name before heading off to wrestle at Perennial Power, Missouri next year.
Last high school match with Pewaukee single out, and just knowing that last year's finals rematch, I knew what I was going to do, and I just had to go out there and perform, and it might not have been my best performance, but got the W, and that's all that matters.
At 220 pounds, Eric Bone continued his surprise run for the Mukwonago Indians. He missed qualifying for the state tournament his first 2 years and wasn't favored to win this year. But after a 10-4 win over Cole Godbout from Hudson, there's no more doubting the junior wrestler. A late takedown at the end of the second combined with a reversal to start the third swung the match in his favor. Then a takedown and 3 near-fall points put the match away. Bone got love from the crowd for his old-school singlet and old-school look and got to celebrate being Mukwonago's 7th state champion in school history.
I've been looking forward for this moment for so long. I just knew this match. I just had to get done what I needed to do, and I had nothing to say, man.
The crowd tends to thin out a bit towards the end of state wrestling. It's a really long night. If your wrestler is already gone, you might feel like going home early. And the heavyweights aren't the prettiest wrestlers out there on the mat. But if they did leave, they missed one of the night's best matches, as Keaton Cleaver of Kaukauna took on Blaze Beltran of Pewaukee.
Cleaver was 46-3 on the year, and Beltran came in at 51-1. Both were among the biggest names in Wisconsin wrestling, and both wanted a state title to end their season. Beltran came out with better moves, getting the early takedown for a 2-0 lead. A third period escape gave him a lead of 3-2, and that lead held up until the absolute last second. With time winding down in the match, Cleaver has one last charge in him, and as both wrestlers fall to the ground, Cleaver comes out on top. He gets the 2 points as time expires and gets himself a state championship, beating Beltran 4-3.
I went for it. I mean, I've been down in big matches before. Last year's sectional semis to go to state, down 9-1, threw them, got them, just like this. It's unbelievable.
Teams going at it here at West Ellis Central High School. Rufus King leading Oak Creek at the half, 32-29. Bob Brainerd, Michelle Griffin-Wenzel, our Spectrum Sports crew. 2 teams, Michelle, that really go at it, but some individuals that stood out in that first half, certainly for Oak Creek. Leah Finn was very aggressive from the get-go.
A nice high layoff the glass there for a bucket. Here she goes again. Just a quick pop of the 3-pointer. A lot of her shots from that area have been falling short, but she's done a great job.
And getting the defense there as well on Roby, but not afraid to attack, not afraid to shoot from outside. Leah Finn helping the cause for Oak Creek, and Sydney Roby, we heard a lot about her and what she brings to the table. She showed a lot of that in that first half.
Yeah, keeping that ball high, using her strength, good footwork as well.
Got a nice soft touch, too, as you'll see right here.
And she's very smart. You know, if she doesn't have the balance that she needs to put it up off the glass, she'll kick it out to her wings, and the wings have been shooting lights out on threes as well.
Roby leading the way with just 9, so that just tells you that's a good thing for King, because they don't want to put everything on her shoulders, and they're passing it around and getting 3-point shots from the outside as well. From the other 2 you see there. Finn leading the way with 9 for Oak Creek. Gard and Dankert pitching in with outside shots of their own as well. So the inside game and the outside game working well for both these offenses. And we get set to start the second half of this one. Winners going to the Resch Center in Green Bay next week. Oak open play on March 13th, either Appleton North or Chippewa Falls, who are playing as well. 3 from Finn, won't go to start it, but a reload. Finn goes inside this time, 0 for 2 on that trip. Morehouse accelerates and kicks to Garcia. Up top, Clark. Clark squirms around the defense, almost got the bucket. Foul called on Bartek.
Well, and Clark and her teammate Jada Patterson had great communication there. Patterson drug her defender with her, and Clark just hesitated ever slightly for that happen, and then she put on the gas to get to the basket.
Yeah, it was just a very quick moment. And then, as you said, Michelle, threw it in the high octane to get to the basket in a hurry. Free throw's good, +5, King. Zilka working on Morehouse. Side by side down the court they go. McIntosh just got it away. Back to Zilka. 3 ball. Guard. Maddie missed it. Clark down the lane. Cradle!
She has such a quick first step and averaging just under 12 points per game. She was pretty silent in the first half.
Three ball. Rattles out for McIntosh. Good look. Clark again. Not this time.
You know, Oak Creek is running their 5-out offense. It's tough to get offensive rebounds when there's no dominating force in the paint.
That 3 won't go for guard. Rebound by McIntosh. Finn up and over everything.
Much better job of Oak Creek crashing the offensive glass. But right now they're playing to King's tempo. King wants to play an up-tempo, and that's not Oak Creek's style consistently. They need to move that ball around, look for some mismatches, drive the paint, and get a much higher percentage shot.
Roby goes up, misses, and then called for the foul, trying to gather in. Credit Leah Finn with the good box out.
Yeah, Finn stood her ground, altered that shot of Roby, and then spun right around and boxed her out.
Second on Roby. Oak Creek, they've had good looks. They've had open looks here in the second half, but nothing to show for it. Zilka. Bounce speed and steps called on Katie Guard. And again, all you have to do is watch where Roby is playing, Michelle. Just her presence gives Oak Creek reason to be concerned. They know she's lurking somewhere in the paint. Timeout Oak Creek, and time for us to tell you about the top plays, because after every high school basketball game, you follow us on Twitter, you use the hashtags to see our best plays from each week. And then check us out on Facebook and on the web for even more high school basketball coverage. Our top plays from last week, our girls action. Pewaukee and New Berlin Eisenhower, this game was a dandy. Went back and forth. Pewaukee transition bucket there. Mackenzie Schill, who had a big game with the steal and the bucket for Pewaukee, who had the lead in the second half. But Ike stayed with it. And then here was what turned out to be your game winner from Kennedy. A triple that put Ike in front to stay, and they went on to win it at Pewaukee in the third meeting between these Woodland Conference rivals. Spectrum Sports, your home for high school sports. Back here to West Dallas. It's King by 7. lot of ebb and flow. King started off with the hot hand. Oak Creek, they got the momentum, and then King got it back before halftime. Roby turned and fires short on the hook shot.
She's got to rotate herself and square completely to the basket if she's not going to take a little hook.
Guard for three, that one misses, and a foul called on who? On King.
Wow. I think Jada Patterson had position on that. But I would have called the over the back on the Oak Creek player.
Patterson, her second.
Yeah, Craig Maku wanted an explanation on that one as well. He's like, over the back, really?
Morehouse almost got the steal. Loose ball, Zilka, blocked by Roby. Feet ahead. Tracking it down, Clark. Garcia. Top step travel. She wanted to shoot the three, Michelle.
She should have.
And probably should have, you're right, because the hesitation then cost her with the steps.
You know, this pace right now does not favor Oak Creek whatsoever. King is dictating what's going on, and Zilka and her squad need to take this back over.
Garcia bumping elbows down court. It's called for the foul. And Craig Maku not happy with Garcia there. She'll check out, and good to see Aaliyah Heron back in after her melon hit the floor hard in the first half. Zilka and Morehouse, that's been awesome all day long. Overlay.
That was a great cut by Finn, a good feed into her. They've got to start making those buckets if they want to chip into this lead. Or chip away at the lead, I should say.
Passing lane steal, and then a reach-in foul. If it's on Roby, that's her third. It is. Fourth team foul on King, too. So the team fouls are piling up here in a hurry. And the last two have been unnecessary. And then there's a foul called against Oak Creek as McIntosh throws the elbow.
Yeah, Peterson did an excellent job coming over on help defense to stop McIntosh. And all McIntosh can do is put that arm out, but rather than holding it still as an arm bar, she gave Patterson a little shove.
All right. Roby's got to check out with the three fouls. Nina Blade is in. We'll see how long that Sydney has a seat. 14:30 mark here.
And Oak Creek has to exploit the paint now with Finn.
Morehouse. Are you kidding?
Too good.
It's like she had a trampoline in the lane. Crab. Finn. Nowhere to operate.
And Nina Blade rotating over on that help side. Hey, Roby's out, guess what? I'm going to take my 6'1" frame and clog up that middle. You're not going anywhere, Leah Finn. Nina Blade, only a sophomore. She's super athletic.
Look at this. Give and go. Foul. That'll send Patterson to the line. What a feed and look by Kay Clark.
And Patterson did not have to change. She should have just gone right up with that right hand. She didn't have to do anything special with it.
Patterson, the lone senior in the starting five. It's kind of that stabilizing factor when the youngins get a little rattled, and that's when 34 takes over. So Dankert check in for the Knights. Biggest lead of the day right here, and it's now 11 on the free throws. Zilka now working against Heron. Almost a steal in the corner. Shot goes up, off the mark. It'll stay with the Knights. Boy, the lid just won't come off on the Oak Creek end here in the second half.
Well,
Well, give a lot of credit to King. I mean, their man-to-man defense has been so scrappy. They're double-teaming those perimeter shooters. And they've shut down the inside with Nina Blade now in the middle.
Maddie Gard down the lane. Finally a bucket for the Knights.
That's a huge sigh of relief because Maddie Gard is textbook when it comes to making those shots.
And then Gard called for the foul. Couldn't back quick enough to match the quickness of Morehouse. But watch Maddie Gard back in the other end. Boy, did Oak Creek need this.
Yeah, she just turns that corner. Nobody in blue stepped in to stop her drive. Great use of the left hand as well.
McIntosh out, Katie West in for the Knights. Morehouse really flexing her ability now with Roby on the bench. Passing lane steal. Gard! No bucket, but to the line she will go.
A great steal there out of Gard. She just didn't get the right angle to get that in. If she would have been a couple steps more to her left, that would have gone off the glass and one.
And Maddie got the start today as Oak Creek went small. Normally, they've got her coming off the bench to provide some power. Free throw good.
And these are big free throws here. A lot of time left, but Oak Creek needs to narrow this gap and get these 3 points.
They do. Down to 7. Morehouse. Look at that. Look at the feed. And Blade finishes. Pays off the sweet dish.
Nina Blade has come off this bench and has been so smart on the timing, waiting for Morehouse to get into that paint. And Blade's like, all right, I'm on the weak side. I'm either going to get the rebound if Morehouse misses, or I'm going to get the pass. And she timed her move perfectly. Morehouse feed was great.
Saw Sydney Roby back in for Rufus King, so sat for about $1:30 on the clock. Cornelli, yes, finger roll.
And Roby was not going to step in there and try to get her 4th foul.
Smart move by Oak Creek. Morehouse triple. No. Roby gathers. And a reach and foul call on Katie West.
It's good to see Katie back in the lineup as she got poked in the face at the end of the first half. She probably has the toughest job on the floor right now, is containing Roby.
Yeah, giving up 6 inches. There's Roby showing some moves but can't get the bucket. Steve Lucknick says, run the play, set up shop, and a reach-in foul called on King. That was unnecessary by Kay Clark, and her coach agrees.
Yeah, she saw Cornelli go behind the back with that dribble, and she tried to get her hand in there to poke it away.
Craig Maku says, hey, just play straight-up defense. Next foul puts Oak Creek in the bonus, and we're at the 12-minute mark here of regulation. Gard, double dribble.
Yeah, the officials actually missed a double dribble from Cornelli before she made that pass to Gard.
It was not clean. The play just couldn't develop properly. And
no, and with Zilka on the bench right now getting a rest, there was no real true point guard on the floor, so Coach Lucknick put Jessica McIntosh back in to handle the ball.
Garcia's back in there now. He reels it in on the wing. Pass too hot. Back the other way, McIntosh. Dump it off the guard. She missed it. McIntosh. Reset for the Knights.
That would have just electrified the crowd if that would have gone in.
Guard goes in, bounce speed, and a foul. Katie West hit the deck.
And Maddie Guard's lucky she didn't get called for a travel when she drove that paint and Roby rotated over.
West shooting a pair. Now Media Group, we are where you are. You know the news and sports on your phone or on social media. Visit mycommunitynow.com, lakecountrynow.com to find out more. One more coming for West. Bounces it off.
Oak Creek on a 7-2 run right now.
Morehouse. Missed it. Look at Cornally keeping the dribble and then travel with it. She did the old Globetrotter routine to keep the ball alive, but then when she got up to try to find her bearings, she walked.
Yeah, and King was swarming all over her, trying to force her out of bounds.
Into Morehouse. Here's a three. Not this time. Vivica had two of those in the first half, but King dodges the bullet there. They keep it. Timeout, Rufus King. So, a 6-point lead. And more basketball on tap tonight. Boys variety. It's a regional final here on Spectrum Sports. Peshtigo at Little Chute, 7 p.m. Chris Merrick, Pinsky on the call. The winner there moves into boys sectional play next Thursday. This game is for a trip to state next week in Green Bay. And Michelle talked about it earlier, in a very tough sectional that year in and year out. You just toss all the top teams in a hat and shake and shuffle and see who can survive to go to state.
Well, I'm a firm believer that this should be a state quarterfinal match. Get those top 8 teams back.
They stripped Roby, back the other way, lay-in good by Bartek.
Way to run the floor, Cassandra Bartek.
And Roby wants the ball back. Bad idea, Bartek intercepts. Cornally, almost stolen by Morehouse.
And there's Morehouse flying across the floor, getting their hands on whatever she can get.
I can see why Sydney wanted to make amends. She wanted the ball right back, called for it, but the pass was not strong enough. And Oak Creek saw her motioning to get it back, so they converged and got the steal. Now they'll try to cash in with a bucket that could close the gap even closer. In and out. Dankirk had a good look on that three. Ball swing. Lob it into Roby. Sydney. Foul. Oak Creek.
So strong. Using her footwork. Using that drop step. Nice high pass where only Roby can get it. Actually up and under there, not a drop step. She takes it right at Jenna Dankirk.
Dankirk, she thought Oak Creek bench and fans thought she got all ball. Instead, she gets her third. And Roby missed the front. The first one, I mean, actually. Beg your pardon. One more coming.
Yeah, Roby was 1 for 6 in the sectional semifinal versus DSHA on Thursday. And I asked Coach Makut, I said, has she been struggling from the line? And he says it ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it's ebbing right now in the wrong direction. King, though, still in front by 4. Silka way out high. Finn curls around the side of the rim.
And there's Roby making Finn go out further than she wanted to.
Yep. Not a block, but an alter. It's as good as a block.
Yes.
And then foul on the floor. It's going to be a bonus, however. Put Roby at the line for the 1-and-1. Finn on the foul. That's her first. Both teams now at 17 fouls, so we shoot free throws the rest of the day. With 9.5 left. And that's why these are critical, because this could decide your ball game. Got the roll.
She is just stone face on that line. No expression whatsoever.
It's the same look she had when she missed the last 2 free throws.
It's all business.
Boy, a lot better. Made some adjustments.
Yeah.
Better shots, end result, 6-point lead.
That shows you her maturity as a 15-year-old.
3 ball on the way. Bartek, no, it rolled out. Guard on the backside, got the loose change. She got fouled.
Maddie Guard just likes to hang around. You know, she is kind of the unsung hero for Oak Creek. Driving the paint, getting those buckets to go in, getting offensive rebounds on the weak side. I mean, really smart to put her body in position.
Well, the label on the Guard sisters is that they're both athletes, Michelle. So you're right. Athletes like to stay mobile, like to keep moving, like to be involved. Front end good.
And just a sophomore. So we'll be seeing a lot of Maddie and her sister Katie Guard down the road.
Youth being served here this afternoon in a good way. A lot of talent on the floor here. And the biggest game to date for both King and Oak Creek. 4-point lead for the Lady Generals. Garcia. Morehouse. Frog legs it in the paint. Is she special?
I am not playing on the playground one-on-one against her ever. That's so good.
Back to a 6-point lead for King.
I mean, she was like almost full-out splits in the air on that shot.
Finn, leaner, won't go. Silka blocked by Roby.
Great job by Roby to keep her body vertical and not breaking the plane there.
I don't think her feet ever leave the floor. Well, a little bit, but you know, when you're 6'4", you don't have to have the big hops to get the rejection.
Definitely.
3-ball, Bartek, no.
That rim has to be so tight right now because there's been a lot of good looks by Oak Creek that have just rimmed around.
Back on the wing to Clark. Into Roby. Try for the give and go, and they get it with the backdoor look to Patterson.
There is so much attention drawn to Sydney Roby that the senior Patterson times her cut just right. Roby flips, and there's a bucket.
Scoop and a foul. McIntosh going to the hoop. She'll shoot 2 at the line. Back to the play on the King end, Michelle.
Well, and she saw her with her peripheral vision because Roby was facing the Oak Creek student section. You can tell these girls have been playing a lot of basketball together. They know where they are on the floor at all times.
By the way, and this is important, Roby with her 4th on the other end, so she's got to check out with 7:47 left.
This is where Oak Creek really needs to take advantage of Roby getting out, getting that ball into the paint with Finn and McIntosh.
Absolutely. They take advantage at the free throw line there. Kurz, little height back in here for the Knights with Roby having a seat. Kurz goes 5'10". She's in there with Finn, who's 5'11". Morehouse, quick step again. No bucket, however. Out of the scrum, guard. She lost it. Garcia got it, but towed the line, OB.
A good hustle by Annalie Garcia.
Dankert back in for the Knights. 3-point shooter. Lob it in. Guard missed the shot. Katie that time out of the pile. Lady Generals emerge. Little weave here around the circle. Garcia on the drive. Finds an opening. Puts it down for 2.
And she just put her head down and charged all the way in there. Katie Gard did not step in there and draw a charge.
Timeout, Oak Creek. Just when the Knights started to get a little momentum push, Rufus King with Sydney Roby on the bench, no less. They ramp it up, and they push their lead back to 9.
I mean, Garcia just taking it at her, and actually she beat Katie Gard right off the dribble. But when I talked to Coach Lucknick on the phone yesterday, I said, okay, what's your team like when Roby's not in there? He's like, we're just as good. We have role players that come in and will do what they can to take over Sydney's role, but our guards make it happen.
And to piggyback what you said, Michelle, Steve Lucknick said the same thing. Yeah, Roby's going to be a handful, but if you divert all your attention to number 44, the guards for King, they will make you pay. And they have here in this latest spurt. Still plenty of time, both teams in the bonus here. Bartek in the coffin corner. Up top, Finn. Garcia almost a steal. And then Dankert tried to thread a backdoor feed, but Morehouse was lurking.
Give Caden's defense a lot of credit because Oak Creek right now looks off kilter in their offense. Now they're just scrambling to find whatever they can get. One dribble doesn't do you any good there, Katie.
Finn down the lane, curl won't go. Bartek, putback will go, and a foul.
Cassandra Bartek never dropped that ball. She rebounded it high. She kept it high. Watch this left hand. Reloads, goes up strong with the left. That is what Oak Creek needed right now to slow down this King defense.
Now Cassandra, that's Steve Lucknick's three-point shooter, but she's been providing some damage by going inside. Three-point play there the old-fashioned way as Maddie Gard returns.
Yeah, Oak Creek's in a good position here, down 6 with a little over 6 minutes to go. They need to turn up their defense now and get a stop.
When they have, it's led to better opportunities on their offensive end. Again, King running the swing way up high. Heron, flip it back outside the arc to Morehouse. Gets it right back. Crossover, down the lane, short. Heron fights for the loose change. And a jump ball call.
There's Aaliyah Heron just coming out of nowhere, using her athleticism to get that ball. Heron obviously not afraid of hitting the deck again. She hit it so hard in the first half. What a warrior.
Ties up McIntosh to keep possession. Down the lane, foul call on Bartek. And Clark goes to the line.
You know, Kate Clark and Nina Blade, 21 and 22, have done a lot of the intangibles right for Craig Maku this afternoon. Both of them using their athleticism and their length to get to the hole.
Dankert back in for OC. Split the free throws. Lead is 7 for Rufus King. Three ball on the way. Yes! It goes for Dankert.
That's why Coach Lucknick put her in the game. She gives them that offensive spark off the bench.
Cuts it to 4 and a flash. 5 minutes and change remaining. Thrown away.
It was an 11-point lead by King. Now they say there's a 10.
One official said Oak Creek ball. The official near midcourt came over and said it was a tip. Now they talk about it, and it goes back to Oak Creek.
I think that's the right call.
Cudahy's going to state in Division II. They beat Tosa East. That's a final. The Packers go to Green Bay. That figures, right?
Yeah. And congratulations to Bob Morundi, longtime Grafton coach. Goes to Cudahy, gets it done.
And that's a brutal. That's a brutal sectional too. So the survivor there, they certainly earned it. King gets it right back.
Zilka, tough bounce pass, just bounced right off of Dankert's leg.
And now here comes Roby. She sat for about, what, 3 minutes, Michelle?
Yep.
Playing with 4 personal fouls. And right now, if you're Craig Makut, this is a good move. Put her back in. Chance for you to build your lead back up with the late stages. And if you get your 5th personal, then get it when we have a more comfortable lead. Right now it's only 4. And here's a steal by McIntosh. Stops, feeds, Bartek scores, 2-point game.
Yeah, Oak Creek went into that zone. And McIntosh busted that seam and lost the dribble for a moment, but made a great pass to Bartek.
She didn't panic. Knew she had reinforcements on the backside.
That's the key. The senior did not panic.
Clark to Ruby. Timeout King.
That was a no-look pass right in front of us. How good was that? Wow.
Greg Makut trying to fire the troops up. They still have the lead.
Look at that dish. She knew she was too far under the basket to do anything except give a little shuttle pass like the Brett Favre shuttle pass to Sydney Roby.
So Rufus King trying to punch their ticket to state. They've been there before with mixed results. 4 appearances and twice they were runners-up. The 09 and 2012 with no gold trophies. to show for it. Oak Creek, no, they've been there, done that as well. 6 state appearances for the Knights. They were state champs in 2014. They were there a year ago. Went one and done, falling to McWanago. Just 2 programs, Michelle, that, you know, if they're not going to state, they're going deep into sectional play. They're making runs. They just keep reloading. They just keep bringing in talented players. They keep traditions alive.
Well, it all starts with their feeder programs from their youth. And getting these girls committed to playing basketball outside of the high school season.
Yeah, they are seasoned and ready and know what's expected of them when they get to the varsity level. 4-point lead for the Lady Generals. Oak Creek still hanging around. Bartek backpedals. Roby's coming out to make sure there's no threes. Zilka stepped out of bounds. Good move by Sydney Roby to make sure Oak Creek doesn't get any clean looks from outside the arc.
Yeah, and not to reach in or get off her feet. Just use her position to force Zilka out of bounds. You know, you're talking about the history of these 2 teams. A lot of that is credited to the longevity of their coaches.
Middleton's going to state. Knocking off Madison East. That's on the other side of the Division I bracket.
There's another excellent coach, Jeff Kind at Middleton, who's done a great job keeping that program consistent.
Tie up Oak Creek basketball. Middleton's in. Someone perhaps in 3 minutes plus can also punch their ticket to Green Bay. Winner here gets either Appleton North or Chippewa Falls. Dane Kurt missed the layup.
Tough.
Would have been a 2-point game. 3 minutes left. Almost a steal. Garcia reeled it in. Back up top to Morehouse. Down the lane, Pay Clark, short. Finn has it, double team. And a tie-up makes it King basketball. Once again, Heron getting after it.
Well, and that's where Leah Finn needs to use her height advantage at 5'11" to rip that ball up and keep it high. So Aaliyah Heron at 5'4" isn't hanging around and getting hands on that ball.
Boy, the Knights right now missed the layup on that end. Could have made it a 2-point game. You get the good D here, get the miss, get the basketball, but the tie-up, alternating possession, King gets it right back with 2:30 left.
Let's see what Oak Creek has left in their tanks. Because it's been an up-tempo game. They've got to be tired right now.
Into Roby, and a foul. That's a good foul on McIntosh because she had an easy bucket on the turn. You make her earn it at the stripe here.
That's your senior leadership. Because if she doesn't reach in, that's an and one, most likely.
Roby, a 1-and-1. Needs to front end to earn a second one. She got it. Tonight's game brought to you by Allstate. Experience the personalized service only an expert Allstate agent can provide. It's good to be in good hands. Sydney, before taking that first shot, she looked down, took a deep breath, composed herself, had a little moment there. That worked. Got them both. She's only 15 years old. That's amazing. 6-point lead for the Lady Generals. Dankert gets stuck, almost a travel. Bartek working. Silka jammed in the corner, cross court, 3 on the way. Dankert grazes the rim. Fight for the ball, still in play. King on the loose. 1:40 left. Here's a foul. That'll send Kay Clark to the line.
I thought for sure that three-pointer by Jenna Dankert was good. And King not pulling out and stalling and taking time off the clock. Kay Clark just keeps right on going.
Both teams double bonus rest of the day. Kay Clark knocks it down. She can't wait for the basketball. And that's why. Pure on both shots. King by 8. Time running out on the Knights.
Well, they got to get a quick basket here.
Zilka on the cut.
Find Dankert. She's your hot hand on the 3.
She drives and lost it.
And she should have shot that.
And then a foul. And yep, her coach saying just what you said, Michelle. Shoot the ball. They shoot up a lot of time and still had an empty trip. Nothing to show for it. And Kay Clark back at the stripe. Oh, she's deadly there. This one can make it a 10-point lead. And just over a minute left. Got them both again.
And just think a few minutes ago, they only had a 4-point lead. Kings really turned it up a notch.
And that Oak Creek miss on the layup almost whittled it to 2. Down the lane, down it goes, rolls down for Katie Gard. Timeout Oak Creek. We're under a minute to go now in regulation. The lead is 8. Rufus King trying to get back to state. If they do, they would need 2 victories to claim their first ever state championship. More basketball later tonight on Spectrum Sports. Boys regional final to get to the sectionals. Peshtigo and Little Chute. Our guys in the north have the call for you tonight at 7. It's final Appleton North over Chi High. They are in. Middleton is in. King wants to join them at the Rec Center in Division 1. They can do that, just take care of the basketball. And there's a foul. Townsend will go to the line.
Did you see how far Kay Clark threw that ball out of bounds?
Yeah.
Smart move on her part.
So to be speckled, Rashad Townsend. First. Briasha, she's only a freshman. We might be back here a year from now for the 2018 sectional. 9-point lead. Knights need to score. They need to do it. Too sweet. That means in a hurry. And the three-point attempt is a foul called on Townsend. Well, that'll help the Knights because now chance to get 3 points with the clock stopped.
And that was a great set play there on the screen. Dankert came right off it, rolled around, got a good pass from Zilka.
First one good. Jenna, 5'9" junior.
You know, she's listed as a post player on our roster, but she makes a lot of outside shots.
One more coming. Dane Kirk, Abby Lodick. First time we've seen her today. She might be in there to get some quick fouls. But the Lady Generals at the stripe. Only 1 of 3 on the free throws there. And King keeps the basketball. McIntosh back in for the Knights. Into Garcia. Poked away by Guard. It'll stay with King. Clark gets fouled. And Kay back to the stripe. And now the Knights only 36 left. They have to get the quick fouls. Hope the King misses. Hope for a quick bucket on the other end. Kay Clark's been very good at the stripe of late. Success here puts King back in front by 10. Zilka, blocked by Roby. That may ice it. Sydney again. Not that a fifth foul is a concern here, but just playing smart defensively. Knowing not to leave her feet, knowing that just her presence is enough sometimes.
Yeah, and using that body to get her spacing. And realizing at 5'4", you add on the distance of her arm, she's going to be blocking most shots, and she won't even have to leave the ground.
Dane Kirk, that was her 5th. She checks out. And here's Morehouse.
Dankert had a nice game for Oak Creek. Came off the bench, hit some key three-pointers to cut the King lead.
Katie West, senior, checks back in here for her final moments on the high school basketball floor. And Rufus King, I think they tossed the ball out of bounds on purpose, just so that Steve Lucknock could do this.
That's a classy move.
McIntosh, the senior. Katie West, the senior. Tough to swallow, and it always hits you hard and quickly. But Rufus King will live to play another day and another game at the Rush Center in Green Bay. They are the Kings of the Division I sectional in 2017. Lady Generals win it 63-52 over Oak Creek. We'll come back to watch them hand out the hardware and hear from the winners going to states. A perfect ending for a perfect team so far. Rufus King now 25-0. There's your hardware. They stay unbeaten. Still work to do at state. But step one complete, Michelle, 63-52. Second half highlights to show you here. And when you dial back the tape, Michelle, you're going to notice it wasn't all Sydney Roby. It was everybody contributing as they take down the twine at the other end here. But this really was this entire Lady Generals team, both ends, offense, defense, and everybody not just putting it on the shoulders of their super sophomore.
Yeah, Tashara Morehouse really started it off with her dribble drive penetration. And Kate Clark, you know, she started off slow in that first half, but Clark was just a dynamo in the second half, not only with her passing, as we'll see here momentarily, but also from the free throw line. Oak Creek, though, kept it close with a great outlet pass for two, but it was just the Generals. Garcia with a strong push to the paint and finish. Here goes Clark again. That's the pass I wanted to see to Roby. I mean, everything just fired on all cylinders for King this afternoon.
And the celebration you saw there, and it continues there. Special time for a team that will go back to state and try to do what other teams at state could not do for Rufus King. Final numbers, Roby led the way with 15, but again, that's even 2 under her average, Michelle. Clark was big, especially at the free throw line down the stretch, and Morehouse, 9 points, but all the intangibles that go with it. Oak Creek, balanced scoring as per usual. Bartek, Guard, and Dankert all in double figures for the Knights, who were fighters, but they come up short as King wins it, and they get the chance to cut down the nets. We'll step aside, come right back, and we'll hear from the Lady Generals.
She
We're back
smiles.
here.
Look at this, she's smiling.
Back here, and there's your final score, and Sydney Roby, come here, Sid.
Yeah, you need to get in here.
Sydney Roby just came over and put the net around her head coach. Congratulations.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You don't know how goofy this child is.
Are you kidding?
On the court, she looks like she is just a stone cold killer. Off the court, she is. I can't get a straight word out of her ever.
I know. I'll do my best Sydney Roby impersonation.
Oh, on the court, she is focused. Off the court,
amazing, girl.
look at her. She's trying to pretend not to smile.
And you're only 15.
Just turned 16 in February.
Your coach didn't know when your birthday was.
I've worked hard not to know.
Craig, congratulations on surviving. You know how tough the sectional is year in and year out. And when you're playing an Oak Creek team, what is your strategy session like so you guys come out on top?
We need to know Oak Creek inside and out. They're so tough. They're so disciplined. They're so smart. I can't say enough about what Steve and his staff do. Every year, they're in the sectional final. Every year, they're one of the best teams in the area, one of the best teams in the state. We knew as much as we could about them coming in. He even found a way to make some tweaks that I hadn't seen all year long. He's just that good, and those girls are just that tough. They would not quit. They would not go away. That's a heck of a team over on that side.
All that being said, your team, which is young as well, very prepared, very disciplined in this game. They really showed a lot of veteran presence for a lot of young ladies out there.
Well, we brought a lot up last year. We took our lumps last year. We knew what we were doing. We invested in the youth. And they've had a lot of experience despite their youth. I don't think anybody's going to be fooled anymore thinking we're a young team. We are, but they don't really play that way. And we scheduled a lot of games that really gave us this experience in close games. I thought our out-of-state work gave us a lot of experience in this game. They handled it well today. I'm proud of them.
Michelle, I'll pass the mic over. You can talk to Sydney now, the 16-year-old.
Oh, yeah. So I talked to Coach Makut yesterday on the phone, and I said, tell me about what happens when Sydney Roby goes out of the game with foul trouble. He said the team is balanced. It's not all the Sydney Roby game. What do you do to help make your teammates better?
Well, especially when I get in foul trouble on the bench, I try my hardest not to stay silent. So I always talk, I always communicate, and, I try to help my team out as much as I can. Even though I'm not on the floor, I help, I yell out, I call picks, things like that. I just keep vocal, so, it's not just silence.
And you also have a knack for finding your teammates on the perimeter.
Yeah, it's just all, because when I get the ball, I know they're going to double team me or triple team me, so I know there's always an open man. And I know my players can knock down a three, so I just pass them the ball and get an assist.
Good job, young lady. 16 in all.
And we pass the mic over. you guys are going to state.
Yeah.
This is such a young group. Do you guys even know what this means, this moment right now?
Yeah, well, it's my first time, so it's just a good experience that we came together as a team to win so many games and worked hard and play up defense.
You guys went unbeaten, too. You had some challenges, including today, including in the semifinal to get here. And then along the way, the non-conference schedule, it was tough, but you guys survived. How did this team stay together being so young?
Well, off the court, we have little team meetings and outings together, and we talk in school, and we just play together, work hard together, and play together as a team. That's how we do it.
When you get the free throws here down the stretch, you had a smile on your face just like now. No problem for you. You wanted to be at the free throw line trying to ice this.
I did, yeah. When it comes down to the end of the game, knock free throws is just the best thing. Everybody screaming and yelling, just take your time and knock them down.
All right, and talk about your game not at the free throw line. What you try when you're in there, what do you try to do?
First, I look to see if my team's open, like passing the sit on the block, and then I attack the basket.
Well, you guys are going to state.
Yes.
King teams have gone to state before. They haven't won a state championship. No gold ball back in that trophy case at Rufus King. Is this the difference maker? Is this the team that runs the table?
Hey, next week, it depends on what we're going to do. We're going to show out like we did today, or we're going to knock it down. But we just work hard as a team. Whatever happens, happens.
Whatever happens, happens. Well, it's going to happen at the Rush Center in Green Bay. Congratulations. Yes. All the best to you and the rest of the Lady Generals.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
And that will do it for us. Rufus King going to state, and Michelle, it's been a pleasure. What a season it's been here on Spectrum Sports as they get the field all set for the Girls State Championships next week in Green Bay. And that will do it for us on the girls' side. For my partner, Michelle Griffin-Wenzel, and our entire Spectrum Sports crew, Bob Raynard saying so long from West Dallas Central High School. Once again, the final score, Rufus King, a winner by 11 over Oak Creek, 63-52. Coming up later tonight, more hoops. It's boys regional final action. Peshtigo against Little Chute. Tip time is 7 p.m. The preceding has been a presentation of Spectrum Sports. Good afternoon, Wisconsin.